Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Um, let's fix me. All right. So, trying to get fixed. I didn't bring my ring light today. Do I need it? Do I necessarily need it? I'm not going to put a filter on because I don't think I can. But I'm just going to stay, the way I am, I guess. And I can't make me any further. My shirt looks weird. Okay. So, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You already know the drill. If you love what you see on our YouTube lives every Tuesday, please go out, tell all your friends, come join us over here. We have some valuable information, and I'm dropping gems today, and it's all for free for 24 hours. Today's topic is how to overcome your fears when you're starting a business. And this is also going to touch on maybe you don't have the same buzz that you had when you started and your light fizzled out a little bit. So maybe you have, that's what's going on in your business right now. We're going to also touch on that. I have a few quotes, and you will definitely have some homework to do today. So let's get these people in the room. Come on in, child. Let me see. Do I have, you know what I'm supposed to be? Over in the comments over here. And there I go. So I could read them here. I could read them there. Everybody, hello, hello, hello. And like I said before, you like the content, you like what we do every Tuesday, please let your friends know, give them the link, tell them come over here and join us. Today's topic is going to be how to overcome fear when you're starting your business, or how to recreate the spark or the flame that has died out if your business has fizzled out, or you have exhausted all your possibilities, or you don't know what else to do to bring business your way. Hello, Ashley. Hello, hello. Everybody, if you're in the room, there's 5 people here so far. Everybody say hello. The Socialite. Oh, I like your name. I like how you spell it. That's really dope. Here's to working on blind faith. Okay. So this is going to touch on quite a few things. It's going to touch on spiritually, it's going to mentally, because when you are starting your business, it takes a toll on you. And especially if you this is your first time, you don't know what to expect. So, you're fearful about the unknown, and that's just because you don't know what could happen, or you already fearing the worst things that can happen that has not even happened, so it may never happen, but in your head you're making it so big that it does. You know what I mean? Like it's you made a vision of it in your head, so that's how you feeling like this could possibly happen because this is what I feel, this is what I fear. So Will Smith said in his videos, and Will Smith has a lot of stuff with him, but I love watching him do anything motivational, anything, tear yourself down to build yourself up. I love all of that. I love to watch Will Smith do that because he shows you his realness, and I love that. It seems like it comes across genuine. I don't know if it is, even if it's not, it's still, to me, it comes across that way, and it resonates with me. So Will Smith said, everything you want is on the other side of fear. I don't know if he made that up, and I'm sure he didn't, but this is a quote that he says. So, you build up this thing in your head, and while you're building it up in your head, you're making yourself feel all these emotions and all these things, and this negativity and this self-talk and this self-doubt. All these things are going through your head. And like I said, it may not even happen. So you want to make sure that when you are starting, or when you are trying to get yourself back on track, that you have to let go of the negative talk. You're going to have to affirm, you're going to have to pray, and I don't care who you know, who you pray to, and what you pray to. Just you have to get yourself still enough to pray. I'm not saying you have to meditate, because I find it hard to meditate. Most times I'm so like scatterbrained that I try to meditate, and I just have to dedicate some time to do it. And not everybody has to do that, but I definitely have to dedicate my time to sit and meditate so that I could get myself in a position where I can listen. So you want to make sure that you pray, you want to make sure that you affirm, and you want to make sure that you take action. You can do all the things you want in your head. You can say, I'm going to do all of these things, but if you are not going to execute these things and take action, it's not going to be beneficial at all. You must take action on the things that you want to do. So, with that being said, we are about to start. I just wanted to make sure that everybody got in the room before we got started, so that we don't, I got to get that out of my head, so that we do not have to keep going back and forth. You know what I mean? So I want to keep everybody updated, afresh, and that's that. Hi, Julie. Hi, Violet. Hi, LaRonda. Yes, it's so hard to meditate when you have a busy mind. So you have to figure out how to do it. Russell Simmons says, stay still, set your alarm clock for 15 seconds and just don't think about anything. What is his name? The Guru on YouTube. He says, listen to your breathing, and then you'll be able to meditate and concentrate. It's so many, different things, and mostly all of them just say concentrate on the one thing, because your mind is going to wander. So when it wanders, you just bring it back. So that's what I have to do. When my mind wanders, I have to bring it back. When it wanders, bring it back. And that's it. It's not about being in a place where you just cannot, okay, I can't think anything. I can't have any thoughts. I can't do this. I can't do that. When you're thinking about that, you're making your mind do too many things, and the can't is a negative feeling, and that's not what you want. So you just bring yourself back, lovingly bring yourself back. Like, okay, where you going, girl? Bring it back here. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You know what I mean? So you have to do it that way. Violet says she does her meditations while in the shower. Sometimes I do my prayers in the shower. So I take a hot shower, and then after I'm cleaning everything, I do 10 seconds of cold water, front and back, and that's to just get my body going, my mind stimulated and everything. So I have to discipline myself to do that every day. I don't normally do it every day. I do it like once in a while when I remember, but it's really good. And it also disciplines you, because you have to just do it 1, 2, 3. You got to turn it on. You got to change the water so that you can just get in that spot. It shocks your body. Okay, so I have my notes, and I try not to make pages and pages of notes. And I think because now I'm getting used to it, so I don't have to do as many pages of notes, because I think I can basically go off on my bullet points. So that's a good thing, right? So I wanted to say, with me being fearful, I am fearful when I have to do public speaking. I'm fearful when I have to speak in front of you guys. I am fearful sometimes when anything I have to do has to do with public speaking, because there's a couple of things that go through my head. A, maybe I'm not speaking well enough. B, maybe my point is not going to get, people are not going to get my point. They're going to miss it. 3, do I really deserve to be a public speaker? Like, do I really deserve to be a teacher? And so those are the things that I have running in my background. And those are the things that will hinder me when I'm in front of the camera. Those are the things that will make me stutter when I'm trying to record a video for whatever. Like, if I showed you my behind the scenes of the videos for my YouTube, when I'm speaking, if you see how many takes I do, it's so crazy. But I have to get into it so I could get out of my head and be like, okay, you know this stuff. Do it. I've been in business for 11 years. 11 years. And this year was my worst. year. Not my worst as far as business, but my worst as far as manifesting. I felt like, business was really weird this year, but for some people it was great. You know what I mean? But for me, I started out the gate being very successful. You know what I mean? I started from YouTube. I had a following already. And so my following brought more people and more people and more people and more people. So I had like a following already when I started. And so I had to keep I had to keep not reinventing myself, but I had to keep on changing things because as I was going on, times were changing. There were different things that were going on. We went from MySpace to Facebook to TikTok to Snapchat to, there's so many things that went on. We went from forums to YouTube videos being more popular to other forums to this to that. Like it keeps changing. And so the method that you use in the beginning may not always be the method that you use in the end, or the method that you use when you grow, because as you grow, you have to now incorporate other things, and not other things, but you have to just move differently because you can't move the same way you moved when it was a smaller business. So that's one thing. That's what bothers me when I am live. I mean, not live, when I have to do a video. I am fearful of those things. You know what I mean? So those are the negative things that run in my background that hinders me from doing an optimal job. Hey, Kara. Hey, Kara. Okay, so everybody who's in here, have you started your business? And if you have anxiety or you have apprehension to starting your business, why? There goes my hands, right? So tell me why you are afraid to start your business, or tell me, if you have your business now. Do you like my cup, you guys? Okay, Julie has not started yet. Everybody, let's get them answers and let's see. Have you started your business yet? Kara have kind of started. Okay. Julie, why you have not started yet? And Kara, what do you mean kind of started? Thank you, Violet. Thank you, Kara. Kind of but holding back because I want everything to be perfect. LaRonda, that's perfect. Let me tell you why. Because I wrote that in my notes. Now, being a perfectionist I wouldn't say it's a cop-out answer, but being a perfectionist gives you room to make yourself procrastinate. Now, you can say, and this is me with the website itself, because I keep wanting to add more things to make the membership club a little bit more special, a little bit more of what I wanted to have when I was starting, so that you can have the same kind of support system. Things like that. So it gives you room to keep pushing your date ahead and pushing your date. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to keep pushing your date. You want to give yourself a deadline and work towards that deadline. Because if you don't work towards the deadline, you're going to keep moving that is going to keep being a moving target. And then you're not going to be able to hit it because it's still moving. You can't really, hit a moving target unless you're skilled. So this is the beginning. So you're not exactly skilled yet. So this is where you fix everything. This is where you tweak everything. So do not worry about being a perfectionist and getting everything right out the gate, because everything is not going to be right out the gate. You're not going to know everything once you start. When I put up my website, and I'm going to go back into read what you guys are saying. When I first put up my website, I don't even remember if there was a Shopify, but I had a few options of websites when I was putting up my website. I never, ever, ever had a website before in my life. I had never took product photos, didn't know what I was doing. Like, I had no idea. You're not going to know what you're doing in the beginning. You learn along the way. And once you learn, you apply those things. And being a perfectionist, like I said, that just gives you room to move your date. And you don't want to do that. Even if you are a perfectionist, give yourself a timeline as to when all of those things need to get done. So what needs to get done? Hey, Yami. So what needs to get done? So you have to go down your checklist of all those things that need to be done. What needs to be done for the business? What needs to be done for my website? What do I need for this? What do I need for that? How do I get started? This is how we, and then you get yourself out there, because like I said, there's nothing that's ever going to be perfect. We are all learning, and we are, even with my website today, I've had my website for 11 years. So you're still working, you're still learning, you're still evolving. And if you're not learning and evolving, you're stagnant. So you must keep that in mind. You always have to be learning and growing, because if you're not, you're stuck. So with procrastination, I want to say proper planning prevents poor performance. So you plan out what you have to do accordingly. Give yourself a timeline and make sure that you do all those things within that timeline, so that you can do the things that you want to do when you need to do them, without being a chicken with your head cut off. I cannot tell you enough how I prep myself beforehand, and early in the day I write all my notes for the live. I write all my notes, I do my research, I put my quotes or anything that I need, any inspirational information that I want to give you, or things that have helped me. I do all of that during the day. And usually I'm late. You know what I'm saying? So when I do the live, I try to make sure that I am not late at all. So I get my notes together, I do what I got to do. Tonight I even cooked dinner before I even got on. I also had to figure out some things with my pop-ups and things like that. So I took care of that. And after I get off, I'm going to still have some work to do. But I still got those things done. And I still got on time. I came on live on time. So I pride myself on that, because I'm always on time. You don't have to wait around for me. If I say 7 p.m., I'm going to be live, 7 p.m., I'm going to be live. So it's not 7:05, it's not 7:10, it's not, oh my gosh, it's 7:30, I'm not home. It's 7 o'clock live, period, I'm here. So you want to make sure that you can do those things. And for me, like I said, I pride myself on that, because I'm able to do that, because I allow myself the time necessary for me to get prepared, so that I could deliver to you guys and still be calm. I'm not frazzled, I'm not rushed. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I don't feel like that. I feel comfortable, I feel calm, and I feel like I'm able to deliver the message, because I am coming from a place of calmness. So you want to make sure that you are, you want to make sure you give yourself a deadline, and do not keep moving your target, because you cannot hit a moving target. You want to make sure you hit your points, hit your goals, because let me tell you, this year go by so fast. This year has went by so fast, and then next year is going to come, and then you're going to have, oh, I'm a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist. I don't have it done. I don't have it done because I'm trying to get this right. I'm trying to learn this right. I'm trying to do this right. And then the next year come, and then the next year come, and all these years are going to pass you by, and you have still not have started, because you're a perfectionist, when you could have started, gotten the notes, gotten the information, gotten the feedback you need from people, customers, whatever, to improve your business. And you could have been ahead, prior, to start. And when you said you was going to start earlier as opposed to starting later, and now you're behind in the game, because you don't know what people are going to say. You're like starting from the beginning. You don't know what their feedback is. You have no idea what to do. So now you started years later being a perfectionist, but everything that you tried to perfect is now down the drain, because now you have to do real interactions. You have to deal with real people. You have to figure it out. So being a perfectionist is good to an extent, but don't let that make you become a procrastinator. Did I say that right? Being a perfectionist is good to an extent, but do not let that make you become a procrastinator. Okay, so I'm going to go and come back and read some of the comments that I missed. Kind of holding back because I want everything to be perfect. Looking into putting a website up. Julie, I learned that the hard way. I had my soft launch at the end of September, but I'm still not really, I have not really been advertising my business. Kara, you should always be advertising. Even if you do not People don't like social media, and we are going to have to get over that. If you want to have a business, social media is the thing. Point blank, period. There's no way around it. There's no way that you could get, over or under it. You got to do social media, because even if all of your customers are not coming from your social media, you need to be omnipresent. We had spoke about this before. The people who are doing better than you, it's not because their product is better than yours. It is because more eyes are on them. The people that you see and you're watching and you think, oh my God, they have so much more followers. They're doing all of this. They have so much more followers. They're making more money. Their product is not better than mine. I know that their product is poor quality. I know that their product is this. It's not because they have the best quality product. It's because they have more eyes on them. The more eyes you have on you, the more money you can make. Your name has to be in people's mouth. Your name has to be the first thing that comes to people's mind when they are thinking about whatever that thing is. So whatever your product is, your name has to be the first thing that comes to mind. And if it doesn't, you have to keep on reminding them. And that is what social media is about. People have their phones in their hands most of the day. Everybody is scrolling every single day. You want to make sure one of the times they scroll up, they see your business. Maybe they'll see it on Facebook. Maybe they'll see it on Instagram. Maybe they'll see it on Snapchat. Maybe they'll see it on TikTok. No matter where it is, you make sure that you are everywhere so that people can see your product wherever they are, because they are scrolling. So since they're scrolling, you might as well be a part of that scroll. Okay. So, Julie says you're looking into putting a website up. Do you want a free website or do you want a paid website, Julie? The socialite, I want to be able to do this full time and pay my bills doing what I love. How are you doing right now, socialite, in your business? Hey, Latrice. Okay, so you want to do this full time. Ashley, I haven't yet. I'm still working on the products I want to do. I want to start after I'm done with school next summer. Okay. I would not suggest that you go that far away from today, because we are in winter now. And you mean next summer, this summer coming, or you mean next summer, the summer after that? Ashley, that's for Ashley. I'm going to go back to socialite. You want to be able to do this full time, and you might have answered me. So let me see. No. Okay. So you want to be able to do this full time and paying your bills, doing what you love. The most important thing about that is the consistency. Are you disciplined enough to be consistent to run your business the way a business should be ran? Now, when you run your business by yourself, and we spoke about this before, when you run your business by yourself, okay, summer is 2022. When you run your business, you have a free schedule basically in your head. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, well, if I didn't get to do this, I'll do this later. I'll just stay up longer. I'll just not sleep this day. I'll just not do this day. And you don't have the discipline. You must be able to discipline yourself. You must put yourself on a schedule. You must put yourself on a budget. You have to make sure that you know what's coming in, what's going out, and you have to make sure that you know what your home needs, your budget for your home, and what your budget is for your business, because that way you know, okay, this is at least how much I need to make doing this business. So this is what I need to do. I need to make sure I sell this many products. I need to make sure that I'm out there. I need to make sure that I'm doing pop-up shops. I need to make sure that I am doing sales. I need to make sure that, whatever it is, that I'm emailing people every day. I mean, well, not every day, because that'll get annoying. Maybe every other day, if they sign up to your email list, you want to make sure that you're doing things like that. And then you say, okay, well, I need, let's say $5,000. I need $5,000 in order for me to survive just my life, right? So just home, food, business, right? Just to survive that, let's say we got a number, 5,000. I need to make that. You have to make sure that you can make that. And you can make that. You definitely could do it. You just have to make sure that you are disciplined, that you are consistent, and you don't get complacent. Because the problem with most of us is that once we are skyrocketing and we're doing amazing, we start hosting, because now we did all of, we fought and struggled and did all of this to get to this point. And now we're here where we wanted to be, but now we're not doing all those things that we were doing here so that we can go up higher. We are just coasting, going straight across as opposed to going up and doing a little bit more so that you can move up the ladder, and doing a little bit more so you can move up the ladder some more. So we need to stop being complacent and coasting and then worrying about how we're going to build the business back up. So you have to keep that in mind, is to be consistent and disciplined and do things when you don't feel like it. If I say I'm going to be on live, and this is what I committed to myself, I said I'm going to be on live every Tuesday 7 p.m. and there's some days that I miss, and my commitment to myself is I can no longer miss Tuesdays, because if I miss a Tuesday, then now you don't trust me anymore, because, oh, if you can make an excuse to do that, then why should I be consistent with anything that I'm doing? So I have to be the example and set the example for my consistency. And even if it's not for you, it's definitely for me, because even if there's 0 people in the room, I said I was going to be here at 7 p.m. I'm here at 7 p.m. So if you did not see my notification, if you did not click the bell or whatever, if you didn't see my posts on Facebook, you will know, okay, Nikki says she's going to be there 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. At least I know, set my alarm Tuesday, 7 p.m. She's going to be there. If I should have to record some information or a new topic or something like that, I will let you guys know. Maybe I could record the video and we can go do a premiere and we can communicate with each other that way. But in my head, that's not where I'm going. I don't have a plan B. My plan A is to be consistent and do it every Tuesday. So I made that commitment to myself, and that is the commitment you are going to have to make to yourself when you are starting a business, is you have to be consistent and do not get complacent. These are words that you need to put that on a post-it. You need to put it on your refrigerator. You need to put it in your workspace. You need to put it everywhere. Be consistent and do not get complacent. Remember, if you start getting complacent, you better start thinking of new ways to make money, or you better think of new ways to, to strum up business, because now you losing that momentum and you don't want to do that. All right, so let me go back into, I'm still working on the products I want to do, the 2022 in the summer. So right now, since you are working on your products, Ashley, since you want to open the next summer, and summer's a tough time, are you making bath and body products? Are you making candles? What are you making? Summer is a tough time because summer is hot. So you might have an issue. Hi, Yami. LaRonda says, I have several learning curves with how to create labels and packaging, using the Cricut, making things look appealing. Okay. So LaRonda, we'll get you on track with your labels. I suggest using a label maker, like a program where you can design your labels and you don't have to worry about making everything work on your own. And if not, I would not spend so much time trying to create my labels. I would just find a graphic person, go to Fiverr or something like that, and get your labels created and then get them printed out. If you need to do it like that, or go to Fiverr, get them to design your label, and then you print them yourself on your labels if that works best for you, so that you don't have to buy a bunch of labels that you're not going to use later. Or if you change your product name, or not if you change your product name, but if you're changing your scents more often, then you're not going to buy a whole bunch of those labels if you're changing it every season or things like that. You want to kind of like get something generic where you can still put that on your product, and that's when you can buy a lot of it. You know what I mean? So if you have a generic label for, let's say it's body butter, you have a generic body butter label, but you put the scent on the top with a picture or whatever, then you can do it that way, so that you're only making the top part, but you can bulk buy the label that goes on the body butter, and you continue to use that until you change the design, and that way you can save money, because when you buy more, you get a bigger discount. Hey, Martiniki. I heard that before, you learn while doing. You definitely do. That was Violet. If you do not do, you're not going to, like, you're not going to learn. These are the things that's going to teach you how to do it right, because you didn't do it right the first time. So now this is going to be the lesson, and you're going to get it because, oh, I know when I did this last time when I was trying to make my website, this didn't work. So let me try it this way. Oh, I know that I got to make better descriptions because people want to see what I'm saying, and I'm giving a generic description on this product when I could be selling this product with my words. So you want to make sure that you are learning, you're learning everywhere you're going. Everything is a lesson. Everywhere you go, everything in life is a lesson, and not something that hurts your feelings, and not something that just didn't go your way is a lesson. Everything that happens in your life is a lesson, period. Let's see, Kara. True, I understand that. I know you're right. I have been working on content. I have been taking pictures and videos with the products I have and been creating. Okay, so Kara, have you posted that on your Instagram or your social media, period? Looking at Shopify right now, Julie, I'm going to suggest that if you are just starting, and unless you are hiring somebody else to do your Shopify store, I would suggest don't start there. Shopify is a little complicated. I don't like Shopify. I tried Shopify on a number of occasions, and it just did not work out for me because it's a little bit more complicated than I am able to handle. But it may not be for you. There were better, more simpler websites for me that I chose to use because I was able to do it quicker. So my website right now is on bigcommerce.com, and I put my son's website on bigcartel.com. Big Cartel. I think that's what it's called, Big Cartel, because their prices are cheaper. I think if you do under a certain amount, you don't pay at all. And if you have like 19 products or 20 products, you pay $9.99. It's something like that. But Big Cartel was more affordable. And since my son didn't know what he was doing and he didn't know which way he was going in the direction of his business, I put him on that as opposed to putting him on BigCommerce like I am, because the basic package is just like Shopify. I think the basic package is $39.99. And if you're not going to be serious about it, then it doesn't make sense for you to invest in that. So it depends. I would try doing a trial period and see if that works for you. If it's easy for you to do, but if it's not, then do something like Big Cartel or Wix. I think Wix is really easy to maneuver. And BigCommerce, to me, I love BigCommerce. I left BigCommerce and went to Shopify after I got hacked or whatever, but I went right back because I like that platform better. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Kara, yes, I went through that making my labels. I struggled. Remember that? Yes. I ended up hiring someone to design my logo and purchase the design label online and customize it. It saved me so much. Now, you don't want to, and like Kara said, she had to hire somebody, get her logo done, and get all this, get her design done and customized because it saved her time. So you have to be able to know if you cannot do certain things, don't waste your time doing those things. Hire out. Yes, it may, be something that is unexpected that comes out of your budget, but it also gives you a peace of mind to know that that job's going to be done properly, that this person knows what they're doing. This is their expertise. Gives you time to focus on the things that you need to focus on, like getting your business together and signing up for your LLC and getting your EIN and getting your business account and then going up to the bank and getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you time to do those things. Shopify gave me a headache. That's the truth, Martiniki. Kara doesn't like Shopify either. It's too complicated, I'm telling you. LaRonda says, I bought a full sheet of labels so I can customize and be creative, but I may have to go that route. Fiverr, I think it's Fiverr. They have people that can design for you for cheap and they're quick. So if it costs you $25 for them to design something for you, then use that $25 and get that done. Because that's $25 to give you that peace of mind that you need. So just trying to make sure I don't got no stuff there. All right. So I wrote down some fears. If any of these fears are you, let me know. Are you fearful to quit your job? That you think that you're not going to be able to take care of yourself and your family just doing your business, talking to people? Do you fear speaking to people? Do you fear that you're going to have no sales? Do you feel that you have no support? You're going to be in this game and doing this alone? Do you fear that you've tried this before and you failed? So you don't know if you want to do it again, if you take the risk again. You don't know where to start or putting yourself out there. Are any of those your fears? Because all these fears can be easily overcome. Easily overcome. How? You make yourself do the things that are necessary for you to grow. When you grow, it's not easy peasy. It's not something. Growth, it is difficult. Growth is not something that is just, easy going and, flowing like the breeze and, oh, this feels great. No, growth don't feel like that. Growth feel like I'm pissed off, I'm depressed, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. That's growth. That's growth right there. Because if you're pissed off and you're frustrated, okay, it doesn't matter how long you pissed off and frustrated, you still got to figure out how to solve that problem, right? If you can't pay that bill, you still got to figure out how to solve that problem. Should your job lay you off, you still have to figure that out. You still have to figure out how you are going to feed your family. And if you have your own business or whatever, you can kind of strum up your business. Business is dying down. You can strum it up some more. You can create some buzz. You can create some sales. You could do some bundles. You could give away some free gifts. You could do giveaways. You could do contests. You could do so many things that is going to strum up your business. If anything should fail you, anything can fail you, period. So if nothing is secured. Nothing. Our health is not secured. Our business is not secured. Our job is not secure. Our family is not secure. Our home is not secure. Anything can happen at any time. You just have to learn to adapt, and you have to do those things anyway. So if you are fearful to start your business, are you fearful that you'll lose your home? Are you fearful that you'll lose your job? Are you fearful that you can't feed your family? Are you fearful? Like, these are things that no matter what, you still got to figure that out. So starting your business is small compared to those big things. You know what I mean? So doing what's necessary for you to do in order for you to start this business is smaller than those bigger things that could possibly happen, that could possibly take you out, because you still have to figure it out no matter what. Okay, so I think I'm all caught up. Everybody join Fiverr so that you can, if you need to, get your labels designed or your logo or things like that. You could do transcripts. You can do all kinds of stuff at Fiverr. Fiverr is pretty cool, and it's reasonably priced. So everybody do that just to have it in your repertoire. You may not need it, but just put it in your repertoire. All right. So what else I wanted to say? Want to make sure I keep on track. Everything is learnable. Did you ever see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Is it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with what's his name? With Edward Scissorhands? Johnny Depp. So in the factory, when the kids came to the factory and he was telling the kids, while they were eating the chocolate and the flowers and the things like that, and he was saying everything here is eatable. So everything that you are doing in business is learnable. Everything is eatable. You can consume it, and you can learn, and you can grow. So you need to know that there's nothing that you cannot figure out. Everything in business is figure outable. If you did not get it the first time, if you don't know how to budget and you struggle with budgeting, you know what? You could pick up a book, or you could look up a YouTube video, and you can figure out how to create your budget. You could give yourself a budget and say, I'm going to take a third, and this is where I'm putting my money. This is how I'm doing it, and I'm going to keep on doing this and doing that. But you can figure out a plan. Everything is figure outable. Nobody knows everything anywhere at any time. Everybody is continuously learning, continuously growing, and everything you need is in a book somewhere. And if you're not a reader, you know, a lot of people say they don't like to read and all this stuff. You don't have to be a reader. If you're not a reader, then get the audiobook and listen to it on Audible. There's a lot of free audiobooks on YouTube. You can listen to Napoleon Hill, Carnegie. You could listen to Les Brown. You can listen to all these people, and you can listen to them on YouTube, and you can listen to them while you're on your way to work. You can listen to them at work. Well, you can't listen to them at work, but you know what I'm saying. If you're working for yourself, you can. But you know, you can listen to it anywhere so that you can get these nuggets. And the thing is that you don't just listen to it and you don't just hear it. You must execute what you hear. And you must do it as soon as you hear it, because if you don't, there's going to be information that you have that you're going to forget. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to remember, I'm going to remember. You're not going to remember, because something's going to happen. It's going to come out your head and you're going to forget it. You're not going to remember these things. Carry a notebook, write these points down, or, you know, say, oh, put it in your phone. Okay, I got to execute. This is what I got to do. Hey, Mello, I have to execute this. I know that I need to speak to people. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to execute that. Les Brown said to do A, B, and C. You got to be hungry. You gotta always be, you know, moving and shaking and getting information and learning and growing. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. Apply that immediately. You cannot sit on it. Do not sit on any information. Why? Because success loves speed. People are ahead of you because they did something faster than you, or they did something different from you. Figure out what they did and do it better. Or figure out what they did, do that, and then come up with something different and get ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to figure out your lane so that you know what to do, where to go. If you have to look at your competition to see what they're doing and see what's working for them in order for you to move up, that's not copying. That's not imposter syndrome. That's you seeing, okay, I see how you're moving. I like how you're doing that. A, B, and C. I love that. I'm going to apply that, but I'm going to do it D, E, F. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it this way and that way. And this is going to make me whatever. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to see how this works. If it works, I'm going to do more of that. If it does not, I'm going to change it up a little bit and see if that works. But you must execute everything that you hear, and you know, anything that was a nugget of information for you, make sure that you execute it immediately. On my vision board, I had to put the 3 words down that were going to be my word for the year, which I'm probably going to end up be doing again, because being consistent, and it doesn't matter what my topic is, being consistent, being disciplined, and being intentional is the key to success, it seems like. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, if you're consistent, your business will grow. If you're intentional about what you want to do with your business, that's going to grow. If you're disciplined to do the things that is necessary to do, and not because of the things that everybody else is doing, you have to step up and go above and beyond. You have to kind of have like that Kobe mentality, where you have to do everything that is more than necessary and more than required to, you know, to be above and beyond people. You can't do what's going to keep you here, not if you want to be up there. So you need to make sure that you follow those rules, and you have to be consistent, you have to be intentional, and you have to have discipline. So I think those words are going to go back on my vision board, and also I'm going to add no complacency. All right, I'm just trying to see so I can get updated. All right. Yes, watch your competition, see what they're doing so you could do things differently. Don't copy somebody and do exactly what they're doing. Change up the game. I have a quote, and this is my quote, and I say, do not flatter me with your imitation. Do not copy what I'm doing and say, oh, that's flattery. It's not flattery. I don't find it flattering at all. I find it insulting. I find it that you can't even think enough to come up with something so it doesn't look like mine. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at other people's stuff, I'm taking elements away from what they did and I'm tweaking it to make it different. So it's not a carbon copy of what I see. So you don't want to make, you know, when you're doing something, you want to look and you want to take the elements that you like and you want to tweak it to make it yours. Everything has to be yours. Remember, branding. Grace needs to be on my vision board because I need to give myself grace. Yes, you do. God gives you grace every day, girl. So you have to be, you have to be graceful of yourself. All right, so everything is learnable. If you mess up, you still have to figure out how to do it. So it doesn't matter if you fall on your face. So what? You know what not to do. It wasn't a failure. It showed you it was a lesson. Okay, don't do that way because this is going to happen. So now let's try that a different way. Let's go a different avenue. The door didn't work. Let's try this window. This window didn't work. All right, let's try this elevator. If this elevator don't work, let's try this escalator. So you keep on doing things to figure out how to work it out. And that's the only way that you're going to grow. Because if you do not do it that way, you're never going to grow. You're always going to stay stagnant if you are fearful to move forward. You have to move forward. Nikita says, exactly. Stephanie says, well said. Kimberly says, been selling a few wax melts, candles, and room sprays to friends, but I'm scared to start. What is scaring you to start? Do your friends and your family say that you have a good product, Kimberly? So I'm waiting for Kimberly's response, but the thing is, amen. That's nice, Kimberly. The next thing I'm going to say is when you're starting, you keep on doing, don't think about the big, humongous picture. If you think about the big picture, you're going to get overwhelmed. Make everything, make everything bite-sized pieces for yourself so that if you have a long goal, you have all these mini goals to get to that long goal so that when you do accomplish that one thing, oh, wow, that's done. Go to the next thing. Oh, wow, that's done. You can't just say, I'm starting my business. I'm going to make $100,000. Well, how do you plan on getting to $100,000? $100,000 is just not going to come to you. You're going to have to go to it. So how are you going to it? There's steps. There's processes. There are things that you need to execute in order to get there. How are we going to do that? You definitely know you need a website. You definitely know you need to maybe be at events. How are you selling your product? How much are you selling your product for? Is it something that people need? Are you out there? Do you have ads? Are you putting yourself out there where people can see what your product is? Are you a guest host on somebody's show? Are you have to figure out things that are going to get you in front of the people that you want to be in front of so that you can accomplish this goal. So all these mini goals will help you get there. And if you have to break them down into branches where it looks like a tree and you have to break it down to, okay, this is production, this is financial, this is mental, you know what I mean? If you have to break it down like that, then break your goals down like that and make sure that you accomplish those things. I love to write lists and write goals because I like to cross things off. There are things on my vision board that I have, and we're going to have a vision board party, you guys, but there are things on my vision board that I've accomplished, and there are things on my vision board that I have not accomplished. And I'm not going to say, oh, well, it didn't happen. I'm not going to put that on my vision board again, or it's never going to happen. I'm not going to have that mindset. It didn't happen because maybe I didn't do the work that I needed to do. So how can I work harder or differently so that I can get those things done, so I can accomplish those things that I have on my goals list, or the things that I have on my vision board, or my lookbook, or my whatever it is that you are writing your goals in. You want to make sure that you can accomplish those things and the small steps necessary in order for you to get there. All right, so Nikita says, I'm stuck between selling one candle size or multiple candle sizes. That's my anxiety right now. Okay, so let me nip that in the bud for you right now. Don't worry about that. Start with one candle size and you'll see what's going on. So what's the average size for you? I like to use a 5 ounce, but that's just for people to test and see if they like it. And then I have a 16 ounce candle. So you can start with, let's say, an 8 ounce candle. An 8 ounce candle is reasonable. The vessels are reasonably priced. So 8 ounces sound good. Start with that. Don't worry about multiple sizes. You're making yourself anxious for no reason. So one size, and then once you get your feedback and once you see what people like, and if they want more of something, then offer those things, or use your social media and ask people, or your newsletters or whatever, ask people, would you like to see bigger pine cone candles, or would you like for us to offer smaller travel size candles? You put that out there for your people to decide, because yes, you want to tell people what you want them to do and how you want them to move through your company, but you also want to make sure that you are letting them know that you want their feedback, because their feedback is your focus group basically. So make sure you let that anxiety go out the window. Start with one size, period. And then you add on after that. And you add on after you ask your customers what they would want. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they want it in a wax melt. Maybe they'll want it in a travel tin. Maybe they'll want it in a big old jumbo candle. Maybe they'll want it with a 3-wick, like how they saying on Housewives of Potomac. Maybe they want a 3-wick candle, you know? So get the feedback from your customers before you make yourself anxious about things that don't matter, because your candle sizes won't matter. People don't know that you're anxious about your candle sizes because they don't see it. Make the product, get it out there, figure that out on the way. So does that help you, Nikita? Just do it, Kimberly. Martiniki says, yeah, I agree. I have to break it down and make a vision board. Violet says, I'm starting with 1 candle size. That's my preference for now. I'm doing 8 ounce for the start, then later move up to a bigger size. Sounds good. Martiniki says, this man is selling stickers now when he made fun of me. Just start and mute the noise. You got this. Yes, there's going to be copycatters no matter where you go. So you want to make sure that you stay with your blinders on, so you're not looking left and right. You got to do like, what's the swimmer's name? What is his name? The Olympic swimmer, that's the best swimmer. I see his face, but I can't remember his name. You see, he does not pay attention to the left and the right of him. He was looking straight ahead and he won. You don't have time to be looking at people on the left and the right side of you. You need to make sure that you are tunnel vision and moving straight ahead. The only person you're trying to be better than is yourself yesterday. That is it. You are only trying to be better than you. Don't worry about trying to catch up with somebody else, because you're never going to catch up to them, because of no matter what they did and how, that's them. Their process is their process. It's not your process. So you have to move the way you move, and, everything happens in divine timing. That's what my mentor told me. So you have to believe in the divine timing. If you believe in everything else and everything happens for a reason, you have to believe that things happen with divine timing. Even when it doesn't look good and it looks bleak, it's still something to get from that. Let's see. I'm glad I'm not the only one with that problem. Mine is settling on which wax. Naturally Mellow. What kind of candles are you trying to do, or what are you stuck in between? What kind of waxes are you stuck in between? So we discussed the next right step. So you keep on doing the next right step and the next right step. 3, 7, and 14. If that is, Kara, you said you're in between starting. Maybe that is too many things to do at this juncture where you're not doing what you need to do, because you need to get it done. Facebook pages were good for advertisement. Yes. Use whatever you can for advertisement. Even if you're telling somebody, I'll do this for this, or I'll do that for that. Do whatever you need to do in order to get yourself out there, to get your business out there. Most important, be consistent and disciplined. If you have problems with being disciplined, Martiniki sells the scrunchies. Yes, Latrice. If you have a problem being disciplined, then why don't you read the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins? It basically, to sum it all up in a nutshell, is that when you don't feel like doing something, you give yourself the countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do it anyway. And as soon as you get to 1, you go ahead and do it, because you don't want to give yourself time not to do it, because now you give yourself time to figure out an excuse for you not to do it. So you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it, and then you will and then you do the task that needs to be done. Don't prolong your launch by over prepping. So how many people in here are still prepping or still researching and doing all those things in order to start your business? How many people in here are doing that? Naturally Mellow says, I like 6006 PB600 because it's easier, but want to use soy wax. What's your connection to the soy wax? Is there a reason why you want to use soy wax, Naturally Mellow? Do you know how to find social media influencers that can promote your brand or products? You can if you are willing to pay, or you can write some people, start with micro influencers first before you go into those major influencers and see, if they got a good following, they got good feedback and things like that. They have good movement on their page. You want to make sure that you find these micro influencers before they become big time, and ask them, go into their inbox and say, I've been watching your page for a little while and I wanted to know, would you be interested in promoting you don't even have to promote it. I would just like your honest review that you put on your video, and just tag me. Just let me know if you like the product. Can I send you something? Where can I send it? So you want to do something like that. Don't necessarily start with the higher, with the people with the most followers and things like that. And a lot of people with the most followers, they don't have a lot of interaction on their page anyway. They don't have a lot of engagement. So you want to make sure you are interacting with somebody who has pretty good engagement, and it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody with over 20,000 subscribers or 100K or a million people. You don't have to necessarily go to those particular numbers. You can start with somebody smaller and work your way up. So when let's say you get a couple of micro influencers and they're doing really good, those people are good with you giving them a code. You know what I'm saying? They're good with you saying, okay, I'll give you a coupon code or affiliate code. You'll get 10%, 15% off of all the sales, and, use code blah, blah, blah. That may work for those micro influencers, but the people who are higher up, they are not going to do that. Everything's not going to work with a coupon code. They're not going to want to shout you out for free. They're going to want to get paid. So if you are not willing to pay those people, start with the micro influencers first, and then head on to the bigger people when you can pay them, if that's what you want to do out of your budget. Julie is still prepping. Then I talked to you and you told me stop it, so I did. That's right, Kara. Thank you for the info, Stephanie. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so I said being a perfectionist helps you to become a procrastinator. Make sure that you have, okay, so if you are setting up your business, these are the things you want to make sure that you have lined up. You want to make sure that all your business is taken care of. You want to make sure you solidify your name by incorporating it, however, whatever the incorporation is that you want to use. Make sure you do that. You also want to make sure you get your tax ID number. You want to get your bank account. You want to get any licenses or permits or whatever you need for your business, your insurance, all of those things you want to make sure that you have under your belt first. You do not want to, and we spoke about this before, you do not want to start using a name, and this is for the people who are in between starting and prepping and all this other stuff. If you have not secured your name, your domain name, your name on Instagram, your name on any social media, if you have not secured that, that's kind of like one of the first things that you want to do. Because if you do not secure your name and you've been going by, a certain name, when it's time to put your business and everything up, or when you're ready to put your business up, that name may not be available to you. So you want to make sure that you get all of those things done first. Secure your name to make sure that you are able to use it all across all of your social platforms. You are able to find me anywhere on Bubble Babes, and I say Bubble Babes with a Z. So that way you are able to find me on any social media, because that's what it says. Anywhere that I have social media concerning Bubble Babes University says Bubble Babes University. That you have to make sure that you are consistent across the board. And a tip that I got from my trademark attorney that I'm going to tell you guys, if you have something similar to your name. And let's say I'm at an event and I did not do this yet, so I need to do this. Bubble Babes with the S, I need to see if I can secure that, because you may not go to Bubble Babes with a Z. You may not remember Babes with a Z. You might think Bubble Babes and Babes has an S because that's how you normally would spell it, right? So you have to make sure that you cover that as well. Even though, that's not your initial website, but you want to make sure if somebody goes there, you don't lose the sale, and that you keep the business and your information is still there. It'll kind of just direct them to your regular website. So you want to make sure that you are securing your name. All social media platforms, do not put all kinds of things in your name, like underscores and 2 spaces for this and extra O's and extra. You don't want to do that, because it's going to be harder for you to find. If it's harder for you to find, people are not going to buy. You know what I'm saying? You confuse them, you lose them. You want to make sure that your website is set up. You want to make sure that even if it's not set up, that you have a landing page or you have a pop-up on your page where you're able to collect websites and things like that. If you have any problem setting up your website, or you have any apprehension to starting your website, start with something that's more simple. Do not stress yourself out. Do not start with Shopify or one of those website hosts that is going to frustrate you, and you're going to spend years trying to figure it out. Because Shopify, I'm telling you, it took me forever, and I still, like I said, I still don't like it. So you don't want to spend time doing too much of that. You want to make sure that you spend your time taking beautiful pictures, good quality pictures, coming up with great descriptions and things like that. You want to spend your time doing things that are going to be more beneficial to you, as instead of more of a hindrance. Because if you do something that's going to be more frustrating, so that, let's say this is my example that I'm going to use, using Shopify, if that is going to frustrate you, then you're more likely to quit, give up, or push it off to the side and then come back to it later, then come back. That's going to make you procrastinate. If you cannot work with that, move on to the next thing, and then move on to the next thing. Don't sit there and force yourself. I gotta learn. Not that. That's one of those things that you don't have to sit there and struggle with. Your website, there are so many other options that you can go somewhere else. Do not force yourself to be on Shopify if that's not the platform that works for you. Work with the platform that works within who you are, what you do, and what's easiest for you. It made it, like I said, when I got on BigCommerce, it made it easy for me because it's simple. Pictures, description, all your information. Do you want to save it and add another one? Save it and add another one. I don't have to figure out all these different terms. And with Shopify, it's like, well, do you want this category to be this? Do you want this to be this? It was too many options in the product uploading. So I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. So Shopify, it's not my choice. And like I said, if that is giving you frustration, then you have plenty of options to try something else that will work just the same. And then if you want to go back to try Shopify, then go back to start, just go back and try that. But make sure you start somewhere first before you go ahead and frustrate yourself and say, forget everything and don't make your website. Hey Leah, it's okay. It'll still be up for 24 hours. It'll still be up. So you want to make sure you got your business set up. Martiniki said, who did I use for my LLC? You can use LegalZoom, and that way you can do it by yourself. I had sent my information to a company called ABC. I think they're in Brooklyn. They might be in Brooklyn. And they did all of my paperwork for me, and they do all of the updating and things like that. So it depends. You can go through, I think you can even go to sba.gov and you can do your LLC through them as well. And I'm not sure how much the cost is, but generally it's like $300 or approximately $300. And that is what I paid to process my paperwork. And I think I paid an additional $125 so that they could keep it updating and things like that. And then I got my book, my stamp, so I could put a fresh seal of approval. I have stock sheets and all that stuff that comes with your business. I have all of that when I had incorporated. So I think it's ABC is the name. And I'll look it up and then I'll tell you what it is. BigCommerce is expensive. So it depends on if you want to Depends. It depends. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, then don't go to BigCommerce. Go to Big Cartel or go to Wix if you don't want to spend a lot of money. I think BigCommerce starts at $39.99, and then I think it goes up to $89.99, and then it goes up to Enterprise, which I think is close to 200, something like that. So the price range goes like that, and it goes according to, if I'm not mistaken, it goes according to how much money you bring in. So it automatically moves you up. So I was fine at $39.99 at one point in time, and I was happy with that. I was like, $40, that's fine. I could do that. I could do that. Then it, after a certain point, it pushes you into that next bracket. And that next bracket is not even like $39.99 and it's $49.99. No, that next bracket is $89.99. So that is what your next bracket is. So you just want to make sure whatever you're doing that you have space to grow, and you want to make sure that it's within your budget. So if you know that you cannot maintain $89.99 or $200 for your website, if you know that you cannot maintain that, then you might want to figure out how to do something different. So that's that price. That's the pricing for that. What else do I have in here? I have don't be complacent. Definitely. Are there any perks to making your company an LLC? Yes, it's definitely the reason why people choose an LLC is because if anything happens, it doesn't go against your personal income. It's separate. So whatever happens, if something should happen in your business, it comes from your business, period. It does not trickle into your personal, as opposed to corporations where it's everything all together. Your business and your personal is separate, and they only can come for your business. They cannot come for what your personal is. Does that make sense? So I say, if you're starting out, I think the LLC route is the best way to go, because like I said, it keeps everything separate. And even if you're paying yourself, you could pay yourself and that goes into your income. That's separate from what's here with the business. Let's see. Someone asked me, I don't know who it was right now. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. Someone asked me what happens if you start to, your business is not as popping as it was when you started, or your business is not as popping as it was, and now it's starting to slowly frazzle and fizzle out, right? So what do you do? If your business is starting to die down, guess what that means? You got complacent. That means you were coasting. That means you're not doing the things that you used to do in order to keep that business up. You're not doing the things that you need to do to grow. You're not finding other avenues to find other customers. You've exhausted what you have. So you need to make sure that you are constantly moving and constantly growing and constantly finding new customers, because this is inevitable. It's going to happen. But you just have to engage more. You have to engage with the people who have not been, the people that you have on your website, not your website, sorry, your newsletter, your email list, and things like that. You have to engage with them. You have to know some customers are going to drop off. Some customers are going to be lifelong customers. You don't know. So you want to make sure that you are interacting with them at all times. So if you have a customer that hasn't purchased from you in, let's say, 6 months, then let's send them an email. And in your email listings, not in your email listing, in your email programs, whatever you choose, Klaviyo, MailChimp, Constant Contact, whatever email services that you are using to communicate with your customers and to your people who subscribe to your newsletters, you want to make sure that you ask them, you have tags that you can see who didn't purchase that, who hasn't purchased for over a year. You can put those tags, plug those tags in and see, what's going on. Okay, I want to see who my VIP customers are. So it's going to show you all the customers that spent whatever amount of money, or how many people will shop how frequently, or how many people, whatever, spend the most. These are the things that you can figure out your tags with. So use these tags and you send them messages. You can send them itemized messages. So you haven't purchased in 6 months. Okay. You can say, Well, did we do anything wrong? We would like to know, like, was, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Is there anything that we can do to be more of service to you? Is there any products that you would like to have or whatever? You want to engage them. They may say, oh, no, it's nothing. I've just been busy, blah, blah, blah. They may say that. They may say nothing. But you want to make sure that you're engaging, because now you put yourself back in their mind, because before you weren't on their mind at all. So now you send them the email, and guess what? You trigger that and you're back in their mind, and then they're like, oh, you know what? I haven't shopped there in a long time. Not because maybe they didn't have a bad experience with you. Maybe they didn't have an unsatisfactory shopping experience. Maybe it's just the fact that they just totally forgot. And that's normal and that's fine. And you just want to make sure that you remind them, hey, I'm over here. If you would like to shop, let me give you a code, because I'm so happy that you came back to shop. Let me give you a free gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You want to do these things to keep your customers, because no matter what, you're going to lose people along the way. People are going, your emails are going to go in spam. Your emails are going to be unanswered. You got to figure out how to get your emails opened, what you can do to bring these customers back. What could you do to engage them, get a conversation started, if you need a focus group, maybe you did something that dropped along the way. Maybe you dropped the ball along the way, and maybe you could figure this out so that you don't drop the ball along the way when you do it the next time, when you send out the next letter. Maybe when you're sending out an email, you will do a customer journey as opposed to just sending out that one welcome email, because people need to be reminded, because maybe they're not going to buy the first time, but they may buy the second time. They may not buy the first and second time, but they may buy the third time that your letter go out. So you could just figure out creative ways to resend your email. So you get the welcome one and it's like, hey, how's everything going? Is there anything that we can do to improve, blah, 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 blah. Or I've noticed that you had a code. What if I increase your code to 15%? And or I just want to drop a note and let you know I'm giving you 15% off your first purchase, and just keep on going like that. And then when they do purchase, you want to send them a thank you. Thank you so much for your purchase. Thank you for joining the Bubble Babes family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whatever it is, however your language is for your business, that's how you want to speak to people. So you want to make sure that you're always engaging your customers, because as long as you engage them, they are going to stay intact, informed, and they're going to be connected to you, connected to your business, connected to your name. And like I said, you need to be omnipresent. Your name has to be the first thing that comes to their mind when it comes to that thing, whatever that thing is. So, I'm not sure if I answered all your questions. So if you have any questions or have not touched on something, please post now so I can answer them. And I don't know if there's anything else that I would want to say about doing, just getting started, getting over yourself. I would say, just get over yourself, because everything in life is going to have to be done regardless. It's going to have to be done if you feel like it, and if you don't feel like it, you still have to figure out things. If things don't go your way, if things don't go as planned, you have a plan and it ain't go that way, you still got to figure out how to make things work, how to make things happen. And that's what you do with your business. You are going to have to, you write all the things that you know that needs to be done, take care of your business, take care of your website, take care of your budget, take care of your products, take care of your packaging, that all these things need to be taken care of, and you take it by bite-sized steps. Okay, so today I'm going to do all of these things pertaining to my business. I'm going to do all of these things pertaining to my packaging. I'm going to do all these things pertaining to my correspondence. I'm going to do all of these things, and I'm going to make sure that I'm doing it consistently. I'm going to give myself a timeline where I can work a realistic timeline. Don't give yourself something that's, okay, I'm going to do all of this in a week. You might not be able to do everything in a week, because if you have somebody else filing your paperwork or whatever, it might take a longer time. You may not have all the documents. You may not be able to do all these things in time. So give yourself a realistic timeline without putting it too far over, because if you give yourself too much time, you're going to wait till the last minute, and that's not what you want to do. You want to make sure, let's say you need a month, get your business and your finances in order. Those are the things that you want to do. You want to write down your goals. You want to make sure that you're hitting these goals. You want to make sure that they're not moving targets. You want to make sure that you're able to execute in a timely manner, and that's where your timeline comes in when planning your business. There's nothing to be scared of, because like I said, everything, if you didn't know it and if you don't know it now, you can still learn it. You could sit in your car and you could learn it. You could figure out, you could see how many people have done it, listen to what they did, do that, and do it differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is learnable. You can learn anything for free. You can learn it from a coach. You can learn it from masterminds. You can learn anything from anywhere. You know what I mean? So everything, if you don't have it now, don't fear that you don't know something. Just figure out how to get that information. I don't know how to budget. Guess what I need to do? I need to get a book on budgeting. I need to listen to some financial people and see what they say about budgeting. I don't know about investing. Guess what I need to do? I need to figure out who is a top investor, who is somebody who I connect with, that I can learn from, that I can grow from, and I'm going to invest my time and money, or just my time, just to get that information. If you need to listen to audiobooks because you don't have time to read the physical book, do that. But whatever you do, make sure that you execute quickly. Period. If you have a problem with talking to people, social media is your Achilles heel. Then guess what? The more you do it, the easier it is. And I know that seems weird, but it is. You'll start feeling more comfortable in front of the camera. I feel more comfortable than the first day that I did this. And I'm always on camera, and I still get super nervous. Like, it's my first time. I feel like I'm gonna fumble my words. I feel like I'm not going to say the right things. I feel like I'm going to say a million times. I feel like I'm going to be fidgeting. I feel like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you are. The more you sell your product, the quicker you'll be able to describe it, where you don't have to fumble on your words. You can kind of have a basic little script in your head where you can say, quickly describe what you do, who you are, and you have that, and you're able to do that. That eliminates the stress. You don't have to figure out how I'm going to say this, how I'm bringing this to the table. You already know. Rehearse it with yourself first, and then get in front of the camera and do it. Even if you're not comfortable in front of the camera at first, don't be in front of the camera. Be behind the camera. You can discuss your stuff while you're working on projects. You can discuss your stuff. You can do inspirational things and put words across the screen. You can do all kinds of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. You could get a little cartoon character and let that person speak for you while you are doing behind the scenes work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you have a problem with posting, make sure that you put in your Google Calendar or whatever kind of calendar you have the times that you want to post. I want to post every 3 hours, or I want to post 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That's how I want to post. Make sure you have alerts in your phone so that you know what you're going to post. If you have a fear of, I don't know what I'm going to post, then maybe start planning your post in the beginning of the week, or maybe start planning your post the night before, and give yourself categories to how you're going to make your post, so that you're not like stuck on what to post, because you kind of have clarity. If you know you're going to put a quote, you're going to put something motivational, you're going to put behind the scenes, you're going to put just the product, you're going to put a spotlight on an ingredient. You're going to show the process of you doing something. You're going to show you shopping for fabric. You're going to show you cleaning makeup brushes. You're going to show yourself doing something. Make sure that you write that down, and you know that those are those things that you're going to do. I did that earlier. I don't think I have it here, because I'm challenging myself to post more and to not get complacent, because I have really good seasons and then I have really bad seasons because I'm not doing what I did for those really good seasons. So now I am writing everything out to make sure that those are the things that I did. So I want to make sure that I do TikToks, because I'm not very heavy on TikTok. So I don't use TikTok, so I don't really know how it grows. Like, some things will go, make a lot of views, and I'm like, how did that get a lot of views? YouTube, how did I get a lot of subscribers? I don't know how they got there. Videos that I posted years ago are videos that have become popular, and I'm like, how did that even happen? I don't know, but I guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to ride that wave, and I'm going to make sure that I ride it and I keep getting better and better and better and better. So I'm going to document it, and I'm going to figure that out. So I know that I want to post that many times. I want to post more than 3 times a day. Post more than 3 times a day. If you feel like you're getting on somebody's nerves, get out your head. If you see that posting that many times is, you feel like you're losing people or whatever, if you see that, then post a little less. And then post to where it's comfortable for you, where you see that you still have an even flow of, business, or you have an even flow of people that's interacting with you. You want to make sure that you interact with your people. When you guys see me on Instagram or you see me wherever, I need you guys to interact with me. When you like a picture or whatever, and I go to your page and I put emojis on your things, that is so that I can move you up in the algorithm. That is so that I can give you some engagement, so that you're gonna like it, and then maybe that's gonna put you in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do those things so that people could engage, and I could engage with you, you could engage with me, somebody else see it, maybe they'll engage with me later or whatever. So you do things like that so that you can get the engagement up. Do not leave your comments blank. If you see that people are commenting to you, you want to make sure that you respond. I respond to every YouTube comment that I get, because I want to make sure that you know that I appreciate you for even watching my video, for even liking my video, for even subscribing. I need you to know that I appreciate you. And so for me to appreciate you, let me tell you, I have time to say thank you. So those are the things you want to make sure that you do. Do not leave your comment section with people just talking to you and you don't answer questions, or you leave them hanging, or you forget about it and you don't go back. So if social media is your Achilles heel, then you have ways to get around it. If you don't want to be in front of the camera, then you make sure that you speak behind the camera. You want to show the process what you're talking in the background. Or you could use like I said, those little cartoon characters or things like that. And those are the things that can speak for you. So any questions? Anybody has any questions? And make sure you guys like the video and whatever else that you need to do so that we can grow and grow and grow. And make sure that you go to Bubble Babes University and sign up. I kind of have everything there, but it's not exactly where I want it to be. The classes are up, but the classes don't have all of the information there yet. And the community is up, but I still have some videos and things that I want to put into the community. We have our very first interview, which is going to be on December 9th. I'm going to go live on December 9th. I'm going to give you guys the information. And this is going to be with a brand consultant. And she is going to also, she's an image consultant, and she does media kits and things like that. So when you guys ask, how do you get yourself in magazines, or how do you get yourself out there so that people can see what you're doing? This is the type of person. She gives you the look, the feel of professionalism, so that you guys can grow and be that thing that you want to be, so you can make those goals that you want to make. Because if your photos and everything looks low budget, that's what people are going to think about your business. And you don't want them to think about that. You want them to think that you are doing amazing. You know what I mean? And you look amazing. You feel amazing. So on December 9th, we will be going live, and you guys will be able to ask questions. And all of that. It's going to be my first interview, and I'm going to let it be live. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to let it be live for the 24 hours, but I'm going to let it be live for at least that time. So I don't know what time we're going to start. Probably 7. 7 is a good time. Thursday, 7 p.m., December 9th. Am I right? December 9th, is that Thursday? Thank you so much for this information. Jasmine said that. Thank you. Simply Yummy. Great advice from Julie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Martiniki says she's about to be more comfy with the markets and pop-ups. That's right, girl. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Because like you seen, when you were there, you know how you get the feedback. You get immediate gratification, you get immediate feedback, and you know what things you can change and what things to add when you're doing pop-up shops. Wow, love that. Cannot miss that one. That's from Kara. So yeah, that's my first interview. And then I have some makers that I want to have on. I'm going to have my friend Yvonne on from the Snob Love. The Snob Love Bar. I'm going to have her on. I'm probably going to have Karen on. I have to make sure that I can solidify Karen, because like I said, when I started, Karen was one of those people who were there from the beginning. Maybe Katie from Royalty Soaps. And then I want to have some more industry professionals, people with the marketing and the budgeting and graphics and things like that. So you guys could ask the questions that you want, and you can get the answers that you need. And like I said, it'll be up for that time. You can ask all those questions, and then that video will be in the membership group where you're able to access it anytime you want. You can take your notes. Most of the videos I am doing with my notes on it so that you can look at them, highlight things that you need. And because maybe you're listening and you miss something, but if you read it, maybe you'll see it, and then you can write your notes and whatever you need to do beside it. The 10th is Thursday. Oh man. Okay, so I got the date wrong. So it's supposed to be the Thursday. Karen from Eden Secret, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Those are the people who I came in with. Those are my people. They are my people. And Mo River Soaps, Southern Sky Beauty, but she wasn't around for 10, 11 years. She came around, I don't know how many, maybe 5 years. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm gonna have them live, and then you guys have access to those people. So if you don't have any more questions, we are going to end this live. But if you do, feel free to ask them right here so we don't miss out on it. And I can answer it now because I don't get to see these comments after this video is done. The video is done and then the comments are gone. So if you have anything that you want me to answer, either ask me here, or you can ask me, you can DM me and I'll answer you on Instagram, or you can send me a message on Facebook, or you can send me a message here and I can answer you here. I've been following them for a few years now. I love those ladies. Yes, 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 yes. Those are my people. Those are my people. And then you guys could ask questions, soap making questions, wax questions, business questions. How do they deal with business when business is slow? How do they do, whatever? How do they do wholesale? There's so many things that you can ask them. So that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. 7 p.m. Thursday. Oh, no. Yeah. Thursday. December 2nd, I will be with Black Candle Makers. Yes, this Thursday. So this Thursday, I will be with the BCMC on Facebook. The BCMC on Facebook. I'll be with Black Candle Makers, and we'll be discussing packaging, everything packaging. If you have any questions about your packaging or whatever, make sure you tell me, because then I'll be prepared to showcase whatever, as opposed to me just trying to explain something and we know I speak too fast and I don't know if they're going to keep it, because the last one that I did a free class and they didn't keep it up because I was promoting my website, so they didn't put it up. So it was there for the time. I think it was live for 24 hours or maybe for that day, and then it was taken down or privated. So if you're not part of the Black Candle Makers Club, make sure you join us on Facebook. Request to join. Let them know I sent you over there. And that's that. And if you have any, like I said, if you have any questions about your packaging or anything that you want me to address on Thursday, let me know, because I could show you live on the video. Because it's going to be some live demonstrations. It's going to be me showing you what to do and answering questions about packaging. And I think they said I'm going to be going live every month. I don't know if it's every month or every week. I think it's every month, because every week is a little excessive. But I think I'm going to be going live every month to showcase something. So you guys, I love you. Thank you for joining. I hope you got some information here that you need, some information that you can use. Hopefully you've gotten over the fear, at least the initial fear. And then ultimately, not even ultimately, you have a community of family. Like, this is the community that I wanted to create. I wanted to create a community of people that encourage, inspire, and help uplift each other so that we can grow. We don't have to necessarily tear each other down in order to make moves. We can make moves being a movement. You know what I'm saying? What did Big Mama say? All these fingers together, but if you boil them up, they make a mighty fist, right? Something like that. And that's what I feel about this group. I feel that you have somewhere, if you are hesitant about starting anything, feel free to ask me anything. You can go into my DMs, you can slide into my DMs, and you can ask me, you can send me a message wherever and say, okay, Nikki, I'm having a problem with this. How do I fix it? Or I'm having a problem with this. How do I do it? I'm scared about this. And then we could talk each other. I can talk you through it. And then we'll be able to move you forward so that it's not being a hindrance anymore. It's not a fear anymore, because now you know what to do to execute to get to the next step. And everything, and all you have to worry about is the next step. You don't have to worry about the whole journey. You just have to worry about the next step. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. So this should help eliminate the fear, because you have help, you have people, you have a sisterhood, you have a group of people that will help you grow and give you insight, and even things that you had no idea about. You maybe somebody else did, just like I think Kara said, okay, so you suggested to go get my logos from somebody else because I was having problems with it. I went to Fiverr, I did this, I did that. You just gave somebody a plug. You just gave somebody information they could use, because maybe I didn't think about that. I definitely didn't think about that. But you gave somebody information that they can now use to move themselves forward. So there's never anything to really fear when you have people that is going to push you and be the wind underneath your wings, and that's going to help you glide and fly and soar. So there I go with my little examples. I love them. All right, so that's it. You guys, I love you. I love all of you. Julie, I expect to see next week. I expect to see that we are moving forward, that you have solidified your website, because that's what you were working on. So now that you figure out what website to use, and maybe secure your domain name, and that's a start in the right, that's a move in the right direction, right? To make sure that you get it. Martiniki got a show coming up. She's on her second one, and her first setup was amazing. And so she should be more comfortable and ready to do show number 2, because she's ready to take all these shows down now. And so let's get this thing popping. And I love you, and I will see you soon. You are welcome, Kara. Thank you. All right, you guys. Psh.